I'm sitting on this couch that I rarely sit on in my place, and it's not a fold-out bed couch, but it's not a sofa bed, but you can lay it flat and sleep on it if you want. And I like that I have two places that are really cozy to sleep. And I'm feeling like, even though it's evening here, I'm realizing that this morning I woke up tired. I woke up tired and very, very emotional. And there was a lot of emotion stuck in my throat. And it's because I was having these dreams. So I know I slept because I was dreaming a lot. But I was having these dreams that my mom was not doing well. And I don't know if she was like in a realm where she's passed away. And I don't know if she knew she was passed away, or if I was dreaming that she was here and not passed away. It was very confusing, but this is like a recurring thing for me. Like, my mom's been passed away for 10 years, and I dream a lot about her lost, and then me trying to find her and nobody allowing me to speak to her. And a lot of times she isn't also making it easy for me to reach out to her. And I still feel it in my throat, but because in my dream I was so emotional and I didn't cry in my dream, when I woke up, it just came up. Like, the tears were coming, my throat was hurting. I felt like I had just been through, not sleep, but like a lot of angst and activity and fear and anger and all these different emotions. And when I feel like that, if I'm alone, I just grab my phone because I'm not sure what else to do in that moment. So when I got onto my phone, there was when you go onto YouTube and stuff, they just present some short videos. And so I clicked on one of them and I realized that it was from the Titanic. And this was so fitting because my mom used to watch a lot of Indian movies, like Hindi Bollywood movies, or kind of soap opera type movies. So as far as I know, she didn't watch a lot of English movies, but there were just a couple of movies that she spoke about that were in English that she really loved. And one of them happened to be the Titanic. And her and her friend went to see the Titanic. Like, it must have been a few years after it originally came out. And my mom was so excited telling me about it. She was definitely very used to seeing tragic, sad, love stories with heartbreak and stuff, because a lot of the Bollywood movies are like that. Whereas it just hurts my heart when I watch movies like that. So my mom didn't seem to have trouble like talking about it, or she wasn't focusing on the sadness, but she said to me that her favorite part was when Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet were at this fancy dinner. And it was the first time that Leonardo DiCaprio is like his character is wearing a tuxedo. And they have to like sit all proper, and everyone's kind of stuffy and not so fun, and they're all kind of being critical of him, and he's not letting it get to him. And Kate Winslet's character, is not really, she doesn't fit in with the rest of them, even though they feel like she fits in with them, with the like snotty, snooty crowd or whatever. And so, yeah, my mom, I remember her telling me that her favorite part was when they were at that dinner. And I thought my mom was going to tell me about something that happened at the dinner. And she said, no, my favorite part was when he leans in and says, so do you want to go to, are you ready for a real party? And then they go to this like crazy tavern dancing, like, he's like opening up his shirt and she's like, they're drinking and having a great time. And had such a huge smile on my face when my mom had told me about this, because I was like, we are definitely mother and daughter. Like those kind of things that my mom, like, I wouldn't even have guessed that that would have been her favorite part. But at the same time, when she described it, I was like, oh my God, now that's my favorite part. And maybe it always was, but it didn't register to me until my mom said it. But it's so something that I would like. Well, when I woke up and I was like rattled by this dream and all this, the short videos that I had clicked on, the one that I clicked on, it was just a couple of minutes, and guess which scene it was? It was literally when Leonardo DiCaprio says, so do you want to go to a real party? And in that moment, I was a mixture of smiles, more tears, in awe of the magic of the universe, and realizing that I think the tears were a mixture of like sadness that my mom is not here physically, but also tears from happiness that there's still this connection. Like, how is it that that is the video that showed up? And then of course I was binge watching all the Titanic videos that were coming up in the shorts. And I just love that story, but I especially love it because it was one of the only English movies that I know of that my mom really liked. And, it probably helps that the iconic song in it is, My Heart Will Go On, or is that what it's called? But you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, in watching that video, I tried to get into this energy of appreciation and gratitude, because in my sleep I was in fear and anger and scarcity and feeling lost. And I sat realizing that I'm in this like amazing bed, this apartment that I absolutely love, that I would love to just continue to stay in this suite or any of the suites in this building. And today, even when I was out and came back, I looked at the building and I was like, it's such a beautiful building. And the driver that was, on the bus that I was on, like, people commented and said, what is this place? And I'm like, I know, it's amazing. I love it. I wish I could stay longer. But I was just focusing on gratitude, and I was like really appreciating the bed that I'm in and the comfort, and that I'm my mother's daughter and that she had me, and that the internet is, it's not just a place to get lost and distract yourself. Like, it actually did communicate with me, I feel, in terms of something that my mom would have really maybe wanted to send me, like to remind me that, of her favorite part, and to smile instead of be sad. And so on the wall that is to the right of me, next to the bed that I'm in here, are pictures, framed pictures of the woman who owns this suite. Some of the pictures are of her, some of them are pictures of her parents and people that I don't even know on it. And there's one picture in particular, a black and white picture, that's a beautiful picture of her herself. But because it looks as if she's looking right at me when I wake up, I have, for the last, for the first few months of being here, I have like a little piece of paper, cardboard sort of thing on that, because it feels a bit jarring to wake up to. But like I said, she looks amazing in it, but it's not my family member, and I'm not very close to her. But just yesterday, I had pulled that down because one of her family members was coming over here to help me with something. So I didn't want it to look like, I didn't want them to ask me, like, why are you covering up her picture or anything like that. I didn't want it to look rude. So today, when I saw it, I remember saying, like this morning when I saw it, and being in this gratitude mode and just having just watched these videos of the Titanic and stuff, I remember saying to the picture, kind of like also being grateful for this woman who owns this place, that she chose me as the person to rent it. So I said, thank you, Rose. That's part of her name. She has a 2-part first name. And then something hit me when I said Rose. And I'm like, I feel like I just heard that name. And I looked back at the video that I had watched, especially the one about do you want to go to a real party? And I realized that Kate Winslet's character's name is Rose. And Leonardo DiCaprio says her name out loud in a few of those videos. And I was like, that's kind of spooky in a really great way. Like, besides the fact that it was one of my mom's, it was my mom's favorite part of the movie, I have not been watching Titanic videos. Like, it just showed up for me today. Then I say, thank you, Rose. And then I'm realizing Rose is the character in the video. And then I go to take a shower, and I decided to just pull out some of the things that I was going to wear. So I had put like my undergarments, like an underwear and stuff on that I was going to put on after my shower, hanging on one of the rods in the bathroom. And I couldn't stop laughing because I realized that the tag on it is La Vie En Rose, because that's the brand of it. I don't know if you guys have La Vie En Rose in other countries. I don't even know if it's a Canadian thing or whatever, but it's like a downgraded version of La Senza, Victoria's Secret. We have La Senza and La Vie En Rose. And, it's like sleepwear and pajamas and lingerie and bathing suits and stuff. And I was like, this is so weird. There's Rose in my, like, that's the person who owns my suite, and I just said thank you, Rose. Then there's Rose in the video. Then there's La Vie En Rose. And I just took all of these signs as there's nothing to worry about. And of course, the first Abraham Hicks video that I click on after that today, the title of it and the main point in it was their big message, which they repeat a lot in different videos, but in this one it was like really honed in on, and it was that to repeat the mantra that things are always working out for me. And they really are. Like, that whole rose thing was way too coincidental. And if I was not in my good vibration, like if I really had taken on so much of the sadness and grief and fear and whatever, I would not have even seen those links. I would have not even registered Rose the name, and Rose the name of the person who owns my suite, and that I just said out loud Rose, and then Leonardo DiCaprio's character had said out loud Rose, and then I go into the bathroom and my underwear is hanging on the hook, and I'm like laughing as I see La Vie En Rose. And I feel like those kind of things should not be underestimated, because I really do feel like the universe has a great sense of humor. Like when I hear things about fear of God, or people going around saying that the universe like is like malicious, or that there's darkness, like all that stuff, I'm like, no, these are, to me, this is proof that the universe is actually light-hearted and has a great sense of humor and knows how to have fun and wants us to have fun. And we are source energy. We came from that source, universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And we're supposed to see those little whimsical, fun signs, the roses and the whatever, the name, the movie, like the connections to even people who have passed away sending us messages. And the idea that the main thing was that my mom's favorite scene was, do you want to go to a real party? Are you ready for a real party? And I feel like this is like a reminder from the universe, my mom, Rose in the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and the universe, that we are meant to have a party. Our life should be a party. It should be fun. It should be La Vie En Rose. It should be a life of sweetness, beauty, connection, intrigue. I feel like my mom was really trying to get me out of that headspace of the nightmare, and whatever why that's originating, I don't know, like what my subconscious is going through that's making me create those dreams. But I woke up with messages of life is like, we need to go to the real party, because that nightmare thing was not the real party. And I'm going to keep seeing the signs that life is supposed to be enjoyed and fun. And I made the rest of my day really, like, I really looked at what I have and grounded myself, and was less in fear and more in just curiosity and excited for what's next instead of fearful. I still don't know where I'm going to live next, but I was like, I'm so excited about the journey of it, and I'm not going to sit and like, oh my God, I need to get on this, I need to figure it out, because that fear energy is gonna attract something that I don't want, and it's gonna not help me enjoy the journey. And I want to go to the real party. So, anyway, I was going to say, if you need a lift me up, upper, watch the Titanic again if you've seen it before and haven't seen it for a while. I know it can be sad, but there are so many parts that are really just remind us how beautiful life is. And yeah, thanks all for listening. I will talk to you soon.